Thus, momentarily, we have two things a soldier needs for contentment: good food and rest. That's not much when one comes to think of it. A few years ago, we would have despised ourselves terribly, but now we are almost happy. It is all a matter of habit, even the front line. Habit is the explanation of why we seem to forget things so quickly. Yesterday, we were under fire. Today, we act the fool and go foraging through the countryside. Tomorrow, we go up the trenches again. We forget nothing, really. But so long as we have to stay here, in the field, the front line days, when they are great, sink down in us like a stone. They are too grievous for us to be able to reflect on them at once. If we did that, we should have been destroyed long ago. I soon found out this much. Terror can be endured so long as a man simply ducks, but it kills if a man thinks about it. I put a rather thick tome of Edgar Allan Poe on top of the projector, and that seems to have calmed the rattling. Just as we turn into animals when we go up to the line, because that is the only thing which brings us through safely, so we turn into wags and loafers when we are resting. We can do nothing else. It is a sheer necessity. We want to live at any price, so we cannot burden ourselves with feelings which, though they may be ornamental enough in peacetime, would be out of place here. Kimrick is dead. High Westhouse is dying. They will have a job with Hans Kramer's body at the Judgment Day, piecing it together after a direct hit. They will have a job with Hans Kramer's body at the Judgment Day, piecing it together after a direct hit. Martins has no legs anymore. Meyer is dead. Max is dead. Bayer is dead. Hammerling is dead. There are 120 wounded men lying somewhere or other. It's a damnable business, but what has it to do with us now? We live. If it were possible for us to save them, then it would have been... If it were possible for us to save them, then it would be seen how much we cared. We would have a shot at it, though we went under ourselves. For we can be damned quixotic when we like. Fear we did not know much about. Terror of death? Yes. But that's a different matter. That is physical. But our comrades are dead. We cannot help them. They have their rest. And who knows what is waiting for us. We will make ourselves comfortable and sleep, and eat as much as we can stuff into our bellies, and drink and smoke, so that the hours are not wasted. Life is short. The terror of the front sinks deep down when we turn our back upon it. We make grim, coarse jests about it. When a man dies, then we say he's nipped off his turd, and so we speak of everything. That keeps us from going mad. As long as we take it that way, we maintain our own resistance. But we do not forget. It's all rot that they put in the war news about the good humor of the troops, how they're arranging dances almost before they're out of the front line. We don't act like that because we're in good humor. We are in a good humor because otherwise we should go to pieces. Even so, we cannot hold out much longer. Our humor becomes more bitter every month. And this, I know. All these things that now, while we're still in the war, sink down in us like a stone, after the war shall waken again, and then shall begin the disentanglement of life and death. The days, the weeks, the years out here shall come back again, and our dead comrade shall then stand up again and march with us. Our heads shall be clear. We shall have a purpose, and so we shall march, our dead comrades beside us, the years of the front behind us. Against whom? Against whom? I imagined leave would be different from this. Indeed, it was different a year ago. It is I, of course, that have changed in the interval. There lies a gulf between that time and today. At that time, I still knew nothing about the war. We'd only been in quiet sectors. But now I see that I've been crushed without knowing it. I find I do not belong here anymore. It's a foreign world. Some of these people ask questions. Some ask no questions. But one can see that the latter are proud of themselves for their silence. They often say with a wise air that these things cannot be talked about. They plume themselves on it. I prefer to be alone, so that no one troubles me. For they all come back to the same thing, how badly it goes and how well it goes. One thinks it's this way, another that, and yet they are always absorbed in the things that go to make up their existence. Formerly, I lived in just the same way myself, but now I feel no contact here. They talk too much for me. They have worries, aims, desires that I cannot comprehend. I often sit with one of them in the little beer garden and try to explain to him that this really is the only thing, just to sit quietly, like this. They understand, of course. They agree. They may even feel it so too, but only with words. Only with words, yes, that's it. They feel it, but always with only half of themselves. The rest of their being is taken up with other things. They are so divided in themselves that none feels it in his whole essence. I cannot even say myself exactly what I mean. When I see them here, in their rooms, in their offices, about their occupations, I feel an irresistible attraction in it. I would like to be here too, and forget the war, but also, it repels me. It's so narrow. How can that fill a man's life? He ought to smash it to bits. How can they do it, while out at the front lines the splinters are whining over the shell holes and the star shells go up, the wounded are carried back on waterproof sheets, and comrades crouch in the trenches? There are different men here, men I cannot properly understand, whom I envy and I despise. I must think of Kat and Albert and Mueller and Jaden. What will they be doing? No doubt they are sitting in the canteen, or perhaps swimming. Soon they'll have to go up to the front line again. He was trying to remind me of the things, you know. Then I got mad, and I reminded him of something instead. Territorial Cantorek. 2 years ago you preached us into enlisting, and among us there was one Joseph Bem who didn't want to enlist. He was killed 3 months before he would have been called up in the ordinary way. If it had not been for you, he would have lived just that much longer. And now, dismiss. You will hear from me later. It was easy to get put in charge of his company. First thing I did was to take him to the store and fit him out with suitable equipment. You'll see in a minute. We go to the parade ground. The company has fallen in. Middlestat stands at ease and inspects. Then I see Cantorek and am scarcely able to stifle my laughter. He's wearing a faded blue tunic. On the back and in the sleeves there are big dark patches. The tunic must have belonged to a giant. The black worn breeches are just as much too short. They reach barely halfway down his calf. The boots, tough old clodhoppers, with turned up toes and laces on the side that are much too big for him. But as a compensation, the cap is too small, a terribly dirty, mean little pillbox. The whole rig is just as pitiful. Middlestat stops in front of him. Territorial Cantorek. Do you call those buttons polished? You seem as though you can never learn. Inadequate, Cantorek. Quite inadequate. It makes me bubble with glee. In school, Cantorek used to chasten Middlestat with exactly the same expression. Inadequate, Middlestat. Quite inadequate. Middlestat continues to upbraid him. Look at Butler now. There's a model you learn from. I can hardly believe my eyes. Botchner's there too. Botchner, our school porter. And he is a model. Cantorek shoots a glance at me as if he would like to eat me, but I grin at him innocently, as though I do not recognize him in any way. Nothing could look more ludicrous than his forage cap and his uniform, and this is the object before whom we used to stand in anguish as he sat up there enthroned on his desk, spearing at us with his pencil for our mistakes in those irregular French verbs which afterwards we made so little headways in France. That is barely 2 years ago, and now here stands Territorial Cantorek, the spell quite broken, with bent knees, arms like pothooks, unpolished buttons, and that ludicrous rig-out. An impossible soldier. I cannot reconcile this with the menacing figure at the schoolmaster's desk. I wonder what I, the old soldier, would do if this skinful of woe ever dared to say to me again, "Bomber, Give me the imperfect of ayer. Then Mittelstadt makes them practice skirmishing, and a favor appoints Cantrec squad leader. Now, in skirmishing, the squad leader is always to keep 20 paces in front of his squad. If the order comes on the march, about turn, the line of skirmishers simply turns about, but the squad leader, who now finds himself suddenly 20 paces in the rear of the line, has to rush up at double and take his position again 20 paces in the front of the squad. That makes altogether 40 paces double march. But no sooner has he arrived in the order on the march, about turn comes again, and he once more has to race at top speed another 40 paces to the other side. In this way, the squad has merely made the turnabout in a couple of paces, while the squad leader dashes backwards and forwards like a fart on a curtain pole. That's one of Himmelstoss's well-worn recipes. Well-worn recipes of abuse. Hi, I'm Henry. That was from Erich Maria Remarque's All Quiet on the Western Front, which we've been reading while playing through Conscript here on Technopoverty. For those of you joining for the first time, Technopoverty is a project where we bounce books off of games, games off of books, read one to play the other to read the other, chat about it all with you here live, the chat, and just see how everybody's doing, what it makes us feel about the current moment in the culture, how the video game itself plays, what everybody's doing this fine Monday. You can find us every Monday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. CST. Irregularly, I've been streaming on Tuesdays, but the usual format of the show is a two-person format. However, both my regular roommate Jacob, co-host Jacob, he's been traveling about. I know Lux, our Tuesday Goblin friend, he's been quite busy as well. Also, I've been quite busy. The usual Tuesday 3 p.m. slot has been obliterated, if you've noticed, in the clips I now share on social media, but every now and then I still sneak in a Tuesday session, typically more later in the evening. But yeah, how about we get to this here game? Ooh, something's up with the audio. Let's check that out real quick. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to relaunch the game, and when I do that, I'm going to pull up the break time bumper screen. We'll be right back, and then yeah, I really want to get into talking about this one very dense chapter of All Quiet on the Western Front as we get back into the motions of Conscript. I believe we're about to fight a big charge as well. We'll be right back. The Rattling Nevermore. No one's trolling a ghost, bro. Yeah, you don't need verbs to describe. You just see a chair with a dumper and you know it's, Ooh, what you painting, D. Hamels Mammal? Alright, let's get back to the war. But yeah, when we last left off, Paul just survived an extended stay at the front lines after a massive bombing campaign reduced his battalion of 150 men to 32 people. So they were allowed to take leave, and which is the opposite of what's about to happen here with my character. I'm about to charge the front line. I did find a sweet-ass hand cannon, though. I'm looking forward to taking dudes down with that. Oh yeah, I got extra running shoes. My trench torch runs super long. I'm in a good standing. I'm in the middle of the Resident Evil or Souls curve where there's enough firepower to where I'm feeling cocky. Let's see if that gets me tonight. Violence can come at any moment in this game. You die rather fast if you fuck up. So because of that, I think I'm going to take a rifle with me, just because I'm about to go into battle. I also have like a permanent knife. Chair with a dumper for a dumper. Alright, what am I doing? Or I can just run up to the fort. That's where this leads, right? No, 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 no. No, no, no. Getting that geography back in my head. But Paul and his surviving crew are permitted to leave the front line. They go get some R&R, and then he's given a leave of absence to go back home. Before leaving back home, though, him and his friends, they go swimming one night, and they see some ladies. They go swimming one day, and they see some ladies. And so they hit on them. They start talking with them. They're French ladies. They can barely, like, understand each other, but they offer some bread. They seem enthusiastic, and they ask where they live. The ladies point to their house. The thing is, they're on two sides of a river neither party can cross because it's like a boundary demarcating occupation. All right, we're just gonna go straight north. So just wait till tonight. They swim across the river, and then they go hang out with these French ladies, have sex with them, and it's kind of just a moment of relaxation for them all before who knows what hells await future World War I occurrences for Paul. But then Paul gets to go home, and he hates it. We want to go over here. Oh, but what I was reading about Cantric and Himmeltoss in particular, I really find fascinating because, so Himmeltoss is the very cruel, I don't need this shovel, why did I grab that? Oh well. There's a save room when I get through this room. Himmeltoss was the mean commanding officer that would give him cruel punishments, put the two bedwetters on the same bunk. He's the one they jumped at night because they hated him that much. Other than directional, flirting phrases are the most French you remember. Nice, Ja. I'm just gonna save so we don't have to do that track again in case this next part kills me. Two interesting so when Paul comes back home, he finds that his mom's dying of some kind of cancer, and she's been very sick. She's just been kind of in her room, rotting in her bed. Here we go. He also finds that he no longer can be inspired or fall in love with books in the same way he could as a boy. He wants to find it, but then also he looks at his bookshelf, it just makes him depressed. And then he encounters one of his teachers who just mansplains the war to him, even though he's just come back from the front lines, and he's telling his teacher how much, like, it's probably a bad idea to do certain things. The teacher's like, no, you don't see the big picture, you're only in one specific sector, I know what's going on. And it's just, once again, hits at that resentment. Take some time to get right with God before I go over, eh? Yeah, so Himmeltoss, at the beginning of this chapter, when they're all relaxing before Paul goes on leave, he brings like goods for the boys and tries to make good with them, and is like sorry for being an asshole because he's been in the trench now. And he's extra nice to Jaden with his bribery, so they all kind of like make amends. And I find it interesting because, yeah, they hated Himmeltoss, but when Paul goes back home and he sees what's become of Cantric, it's not just that, like, Cantric's getting punished by the students he coerced into enlisting, it's that they're doing Himmeltoss's punishments on him. There's a repeated cycle of abuse thing going on there I find very fascinating. For how much Paul despises his elders, he does see and kind of take delight in his generation recreating the same situations in a retributive sense. Okay. I think I'm just going to take this charge. I feel we pretty seriously licked most of down there. Yeah, get yourself right with God. Oh, there's something else that happens after all of this. So Paul's friend Kremlik, who at the beginning of the book died horribly of gangrene after an amputation that went bad after a wound got infected and got worse and worse. Paul has to go tell his mom how he died, and he can't tell her the truth. It's awful. He lies to her. But she's like, do you swear to what you hold most sacred that you're telling me the truth with this? And there's a great internal line he has where he's just like, what could I possibly hold sacred at this point? He's been so just driven cynical by the war. It's on page 181. I'll have to look it up. He's like, he chuckles in his head internally. He's like, good God, what would I hold sacred at this point? But the punishment thing is fun, the recreation of the punishment thing, because it's the getting back at the teachers, getting back at generations. It reminds me of something we see now with the sort of secular Protestant liberalism, like those people deserve the genocide for not voting this way. People in red states deserve not getting help for natural disasters because their elected officials voted this way, even though there's a lot of gerrymandering and structural issues which put the South, at that slant. As Joss said, with the industry figuring things out, you really see the formalization of the punishment process, and because it's not fully formalized into the total fascist mask World War II would become, there's parts where there's still excess and rampancy, and people are getting away with like super fucked up punishments just because it's like a personal pressure valve and it's permitted due to the resentment cycle. Anyways, enough of that. Let's let out my animal resentments on the field of battle, as our protagonist Paul says his men do. Doing some real trooper shit here. Oh. Whoops. My controller's not responding. Now it is. So we're gonna have to redo that scene. Wonderful, just wonderful. Good thing I saved, so I don't have to do, again, that run back. Unless the checkpoint was right at the end of that whole scene. Climax, anticlimax. All right, guys. I am right with God. Only thing I don't know is where that one double key would be used, but also, wasn't there a door with a year on it? I never figured it out. We'll figure that out. Did I just miss that? I have to hit that climb prompt, I guess? Interesting. I don't know. I thought it was my controller, but... maybe because I had the stick moving and I was turning away. Because it seems... yeah, I have control now. I just have to keep an eye out to hit A at the right moment. It's a bit frustrating. Weird design choice. Especially in front of such a scene. There we go. There we go. Actually, yeah, there's bullets for around, I'm only getting like one per thing, so it really is just evening out, isn't it? Alright, oh shit. Is that it? For France. Abandon my post? Oh, that's tempting. Fuck. Hell yeah, that's a good amount of rifle rounds. Do I have any? No, I don't have any healing items. Alright. Damn it. Ow, fuck. Just wasting my health. Alright. That guy took a moment. Maybe wasting my ammo on that. Fuck. Oh shit. We're in their turf now. Now I'm one of the villains from the first part of the game. Wow. Oh man, that guy's like a fucking sword. Well, buddy. Oh, I should be shooting more things with my rifle, if anything. Alright. I'm just gonna hand cannon from the checkpoint. Because that sword guy just cleaved my health bar. There's been no sword guys in All Quiet on the Western Front, amazingly enough. Take these gun parts for sure. All right. You know, I worked hard for these handgun, these extra hand cannon bullets. Maybe I should just use them as a treat, you know? The wages of sin and all that. Damn, there's a lot of rifle rounds here. Okay. Dude, no way. I mean, if there's no consistency in like hand cannon killing in one hit, what can I depend on? Oh, this is their, yeah. All right, sword guys. Reloading this thing takes way too long. Okay. Yeah, geez, that's a huge animation. A set. I don't get to use them though? Okay. Our flamethrower is like a war crime. Cigarettes. Gunpowder.
Healing items. No. Damn. Broken door. Too bad there's no save points over on this end. Okay. Guess I'll just use this bandage to put my mind at ease. But note to self, there's a lot of stuff in this room. I'll be back. Oh geez, another sword guy. He had a brother. Rat's already feasting on the bodies. Oh man, it's gonna get bad over here. Oh cool. Alright, as I suspected. Oh, maybe it's just more of like a fight your way through thing. There's a lot I can go back for. I liked the Luger, it was faster. I'm going to take the hand cannon just in case. Oh, that is awful, Ghost Bro. The mobile flamethrower was a 2-mana affair, eh? It's the suffocation that gets you, not the flames. We're gonna do a quick run back to lick that other room. Ow. Maybe the run back wasn't worth it. Okay, I think I'm good with God. But I might die going through this room. Fuck. finally. They just drop gun parts. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Please, no rats, no rats, no rats. Cool, cool, cool. I hears them. I hears them. They're not getting us, though. Okay, there's no shopkeep, though. What healing items do I have, if any? None. Okay. I need my putties. Don't need the second pistol. Why is that here? Okay, got you. Well, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, that's a one-dude affair. For sure. Cool. The chart key. Hell yeah, finally, a bandage I don't have to immediately use. I can mix it with alcohol. Oh, you know what? I think I can use a small key on this drawer, and I think I have a small key. Oh, this color change is dope. Still have no idea what this pronged key is for either. Thankfully, the Germans didn't have high-volume Punisher decall facilities. I haven't seen it, but I'm hearing there's a pretty bad shot in the Punisher movie. Maybe it is overblown how hated it is. But I have not seen Punisher One Last Kill, nor was I really interested in it, so... What do we got in here? Let's see. Oh, exactly what I needed, baby. Let's... You know what? I'm gonna save now. Now I'm feeling a little confident about saving. We just defeated scary, scary flamethrower boy. Recovered our health. Got more health. Cleared the area. Got through the Germans, the siege. Yeah, let's save. And let's go forward. I'm excited for the upcoming Reeves gang. All Quiet on the Western Front's been a banger of a novel. I'm excited to change up pace. Of particular interest is the Kierkegaard and the Burning Chrome. Kierkegaard, however you may say it. Tomato. First aid kit, good. On-screen kills. Get your kills, thrills, and chills with Technopoverty. When I say chills, am I talking about in a horror sense or a hangout sense? Who knows? All right. Just Battlefield. Holy shit, okay. Ow, shit. Just can't go that way. I do like that I'm coming over to the other side of the battlefield and it's just as shitty and fucked up as the French side was. This truly is no man's land. Is anything over here? Oh, you can just come this way just cause? Okay, that's cool. A horrific hangout, also known as the Joe Rogan experience. Damn, got him. I think we solved it, guys. With zingers like that, I didn't want to bully anyone online today, but I saw a post to the extent of, what if the last words Colbert said on air were Epstein files? Just what if? What if that was it? What if the guy who says a thing everybody already knows about, and then people know about it, and then that's powerful? in some way it's trying to invoke a sense of shame, but the thing is the measurements of these things are so fucked as to be like shame's not effective in that way. Shame for thee, not for me. It's actually cool and badass when I do it. Let's save. It is interesting though, because that is the end rhetoric of like most conspiracy theorists, because they're ultimately social optimists, because like they want to believe in the conspiracy theory because then it explains why things are the way they are in a way that's tangible and manageable. All right, we're back home. It's nighttime. What happened at the farm? Yeah, I should really clear those fallen trees one day. It is interesting too how the acceptable line of resentment that Paul finds within his bounds is generational. Because, again, there's a sort of ageism at play I see in some of the reactionary ways American Protestant libs talk about the elderly. Not even the Protestant libs. There's reactionary Nazis straight up talking about, like, should we have to fund this? You know, the Nazis straight up want to get rid of the Social Security altogether and dump people in camps. And the way means testing and, like, meritocracy mythology gets spread by the liberal wing of the capitalist party really helps with that. I remember when Kamala was campaigning for president talking about, like, you know, restoring the middle class and like the middle class. And when politicians get so heavy on that, I wonder, like, what's the bound between lower class and middle class for you? Like, how poor does a person have to be for you to be saying, like, we don't want your vote, or we don't care enough about you to include you in our speeches, or consider you as, like, whole citizens worth serving as a electorate? You know, if there's a middle class, it always gives you this tension or this ability to be like, well, I may not be upper class, but thank God I'm not one of those poor people. In the same way, the lower class are like, thank God I'm not homeless. I think this is also a function or a ethos you can see on display in certain strains of true crime reporting and podcasting. Always with the watch and the metal. Let's go check the front yard. Or the side room. You know, there's a strain of true crime investigation, reporting, journalism. You know, this is the stuff that will get published in books and, like, verified, fact-checked, etc. That maybe points towards structural issues with the way law is carried out, what our conception of justice is, what our blind spots are potentially, what society can do to recognize those kind of things. And then there's a whole other flavor that's just like, isn't it fucked up that this dude exists, but at least you're not, like, at least I'm not that guy. At least I'm not that Rue who got murdered, or at least I'm not that weirdo who murders people. You know, it sucks being an insurance guy denying claims to people all day, but at least I'm not a serial killer in the explicit sense. Those people online called me a Nazi because I voted for Trump, but what are they talking about? At least I'm not Ed Gein. He was a real fascist. Oh, I can go on the road, eh? There's so many fallen trees around today. Oh? Ja, I know you looked into the alternate and multiple endings for the game, and I do definitely feel one of the things I want to do in each of these flashback dream memory sequences is get the cellar key, go into the cellar, and read the journal entry. That seems pivotal each time. Yeah, oh man, that too, because there is a need, like, so for instance, the shame for me, the not for me thing, like, I do hate shame as a form of social control, but that does not mean that there aren't behaviors people should be ashamed of doing in public, you know? In some ways, it gets back to the John Milton of it all, where, like, you know, the people you're going to convert, or the people, like, conversion isn't about forcing an ideology on a person like a warlord, but getting them to understand how it's, you know, within their best interest to maybe practice or rethink the way they're doing things. Oh. My brother. Fucking hell, mate. You scared the shit out of me. Ma, haven't seen her. She's probably with Suzanne again. Oh? He left. Felt very ill over Christmas. Spent the week in bed. Worst of his past. Held father's watch in my bed. Keeps me lucky and healthy. Those are mild superstitions. Oh no! If he doesn't have the watch with him, it's not keeping him lucky and healthy. No way to spend the holidays will be going to as well. Eugene's father thinks it will be summer anyway. Next year I'll have a better Christmas. Spent the afternoon drawing our church, so named him earlier than I thought. I had no rush to get home. Still fairly happy. I mean, yeah. Okay, I accidentally read him twice all the time. All right. And I think, because every time I read the journal, I get a little piano cue and an image. That seems like some sort of check towards 100% if I'm reading the language of the game right. I don't like that I'm thinking this meta about it, but it's also so formally blatant with what it's doing that I can't help but notice. And I think formally blatant's a good way to explain this game. It's very direct in how you know what you need to do. Because it is, you know, almost survival horror, almost Resident Evil-like, but also it's very action-oriented, more like a Castlevania. But, I mean, my problem with Metroidvania is that they use the Dracula's castle as an excuse to have just insane geography that doesn't make sense. The geography here does make sense. That's kind of the secret sauce that makes the good Metroids and Dark Souls work. And it's working here. Castlevania 2 honestly works. Controversial opinion, I think Castlevania 2 is not as illegible and esoteric to figure out as some might. Coming for you, brother. Find a way to enter Fort Bragg. Burial site south. Ooh. Oh, I love the variety here because they're switching up the map style yet again. Like in the trenches, it's the very corridor-heavy Resident Evil style, and then in the road map, the second big area, it was very much like blocks and grids. These are giving me these big squares now that like you have to kind of remember what the interiors are littered with, because like navigating this zone is gonna have barbed wire and stuff. But I have to get into Fort Vaux. Let's see. I was a little worried if it was just going to be the trench style levels all the way through. This might get a bit overlong, but the change in pace has been very nice. Also, the confidence to like have long sections where you're not really getting in fights or anything is nice. Oh, I got hella gun parts too. I'm gonna upgrade my weapons so much when I next see a shopkeeper. Yeah, 6 gun parts, 50 cigarettes. I'm gonna be picking up some stuff. If nothing else looks good, definitely buying some bandages and some fabric and some healing items. Okay. Let's cross that bridge. Oh. They're a bit more well fed over here too. That is a cool... Yeah, because these ones haven't been tired at the front lines. They're healthier. I like that. Damn, okay. At least I'm hoping that's what the intent is with that, because it's a cool detail. Again, the enemy design, them not being ghoulies, just being starved, maddened people, is very true to history and unique to video games. Truth be told, I may just be an ignorant boomer and not know many other World War I games. I know there's that like Valiant Hearts, the Great War one, and like This War of Mine, which we may circle back around to sometime with the E. Cummings that I'm not going to read this spring. Oh, there's like tents here, yeah. Item box, fuel. Oh, my German's not good enough to read it. Nice. No useful ointments. Why, yes. Uppers. Meth. Love it stuff. Buckets of blood. Okay. Uppers. Never downers. Also, Elman, it is also, I think, you know, you can resent politicians for the right reasons, or I don't know, because I guess fundamentally it is no longer resentment if there's like a more justified or substantial reason for the grievance. I'm overthinking it while also navigating a FORT battlefield. Let me get back to the battlefield and think on that. Just trenches. My God. Casualty reports, written in German. German isn't good enough. Logged into my files. Do I learn German somehow? Because it keeps telling me this. I'm like, how do, ooh. These are all people I killed? Something going on with that? Okay. Casualties have been exceptionally severe during this operation. Are these people I've killed? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Window cleaner, chef. They're all Catholic, Protestant. Oh, there's a Jewish guy there. Whoa. Yeah. Actually, there's a very good movie, Paul Schrader movie called Blue Collar about this. Richard Pryor, Harvey Keitel, Yaphet Kotto. I think it's from like 1978. It's Richard Pryor in a serious role. But they're three blue-collar workers at an auto factory. And you see how the system drives them against each other. It does have a bit of a weird kind of late 70s like cynicism that like all unions are corrupt that I don't like. But I may be overprojecting. It does have like a corrupt union official as one of the detrimental forces in it though. Which, valid, like you don't want your union officials who are managing your union to be crooked. Like you want them to actually be good at what they're doing and not sucking up to the corporation. It's just, it is a movie where it kind of bends a few angles to make everything suck in a way that can be a bit maybe too depressing with the knowledge of what comes post 1978 in American economic policy. Bloody German helmets. It has just some excellent filmmaking in it though, and Yaphet Kotto is just a gem. I love Yaphet Kotto. Wonderful 70s actor. Across 110th Street, Blue Collar. Most people, I think, know him from Alien. They're giving me so many gun parts in this part. Checkpoint. Checkpoint! Oh? A town, huh? I went from like a Resident Evil 1 trench hovel to a Resident Evil 2 city or a Resident Evil 3 town. Oh, this is my shit. Oh my God. I didn't think I was going to go into something this detailed or intricate. I need some kind of key, eh? The long road. Space crew to chase you. No, we're getting back there from here. Maybe I go through this house. The outskirts. Okay, let's go into this house. I think I can. Oh. All right. To save. Oh, what? Into St. Nicholas Street. How do I tell street names? Nothing around here, eh? Okay. Mother's Journal, January 3rd, 1916. Claude's been working overtime every day. My horsepower husband is getting worked to the bone. The army needs to make the equipment they need. Swords, camp shovels, axes. It never stops. They just keep asking for more. I can't take any more. Things seem to be getting worse every day. Apparently they're approaching with the north and our town's directly in their way. Shall hit a farm only a few hundred meters away from this past week. It feels like this town could be run through any day now. What will become of everything? I've locked the front door just in case with a combination lock. The code is 1. The number of my boys with freckles. 2. The number of boys who wear glasses. 3. The number of boys that like having a mustache. 4. The number of boys. Oh my god. Mother's Journal. Number of boys. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. We're going to have to remember that. Okay, I need some, clearly this is what I need to unlock, like, puzzle-wise. No. It was in here. Okay, I was trying to remember where the other German book is. Before I go in, yeah, let's go in the cellar. I want to run back to that German book. Someone been hiding here, eh? Wash house key. Yeah, sure, why not? I still don't know what that pronged key is for. A. And there's dudes. It's okay, I think the wash house is all the way back up north. I'm also a high stamina male, so I can outrun these weak betas with my alpha. Nah, it's more of a sigma energy, if anything. I'm like Batman, you see, doing all the detective work. Man, they just didn't see me, huh? I kind of still want to explore. I should have explored over here before activating shit. Homie there, homie there. Oh shit. What am I doing? Oh, there's a lot of them. Ooh, stairs no good. Damn it, that was like a corner. Yeah. Where did I die? About to glug some soy milk, eh? Playing with red and black, getting some mood. DeHamels Mammal, what's the tone? What are you feeling? What are you pressing on there? You don't have to have a legible, like, it doesn't have to make sense, but what are you feeling as you put those things to the canvas? I regret grabbing this key so early, because now there's dudes trolling about. I'm gonna run just all the way back to that tent, I guess. I should have really invested in a shotgun as well. I'm also just like, damn, I didn't get, there's no shopkeeper around here, at least not yet. But we're gonna exit town so that we can go, we're gonna read that German note in the tent. Yeah. Maybe next time I'll come back with a hand cannon. Are there dudes trolling out here yet? No? Cool. We are out of coffins. From now, just put them in as is. Damn. Fuck. I mean, I didn't have to come back to read that, but I did. Fun consideration they put that back here. They just have you walk past and really sink in. Hell ain't half full, boy. Hear me. All right, back to town. I think once I get in the wash house, which is over this way, should have grabbed a hand cannon. Should have grabbed a hand cannon to clear the streets, Death Wish 3 style. I believe this is the wash house back here, though. Cool. Not gonna grab the full get. Damn it, there's a water pump here, eh? At least I can map, like, yeah, that's down. A diamond key. Okay, there has to be a save room around here before anything else, right? I haven't even explored over in this area. Maybe there is. Do I run to the diamond house? Or do I gamble over here? I'm gonna run to the diamond house. Fields I know, you know? Oh, I'm gonna get shot. Oh, I'm gonna get axed. Those turrets are so clunky to wield. Ooh, I got some slowdown going. What's up? What is up? Game, what is happening? Another checkpoint. Prosthetic limbs and procedures, eh? Is this gonna put me out in a corner I have yet to get to? It's giving me, they're giving me a lot of fuel too. I should take the hint, shouldn't I? Okay, okay. Ruined fountain. Church, combo lock, town hall, town. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got too much stuff in general. I'll remember to come back this way. Actually, never mind. Oh, the battery's getting there, Ja. I do have something in mind. I'm looking for what I could feel, what I would consider an appropriate break spot. Really, I want to find a merchant. I want to find a save room and a merchant, and I'm not. Is there a blue door here? No. I'm looking for that blue door. There's a lot of dirty water here. I need to use the plank thing. Damn, okay. Impossible to read gravestone, eh? this is cool. You can go even further this way. Now I'm just filling out the map. Ooh. Ooh, what is this? Oh no. I'm not ready to fight that guy. Alright, we're gonna run one more way and see if we can find a save room. And then we'll probably hit that break time. Yeah, nah, not fucking with that right now. Okay, so there is a north way. I want to see if it circles back around. Also, though, what is slowing me down? Is it just a sheer amount of dudes? Yeah, see, that's gotta be a loop around, right? What is with this performance dip? Aha. Perhaps one of these is a safe room? Let's see. Well, that's not a blue door. But I did reach checkpoint. Frames a second. All right. Interesting. This is a lot. Actually, I'm just going to pause right here, gang. I'm going to see what's up with this performance dip, but we're going to take a break, stand up, stretch your skeletons, smoke if you got them, be kind, rewind, and we'll be right back. All right, we return. Things seem smoother now. I am lost in this town. Kind of love that, though. So when I talk about Metroidvania as losing me with the geography because it doesn't make sense, notice how although I'm lost, this makes sense. It's not a magic town where there's just ghost hallways forever. I think Castlevania in particular like crutches too much on Dracula's castle being magic, so it doesn't have to make sense. Hey buddy, you need a cigarette? It is interesting. We've been talking about resentments and directed anger and frustration. What are video games if not like emulating the sense of what permits a legal kill when, you know, at their worst they're doing their murder, when they're being murder simulators, when they're being the worst they can be in terms of like the stereotypes. Okay, I need an artillery blast over here. Got it. I do like that there's a creeping sense of that coming into play with the game's ambiguity and enemy designation. I really want to know what happened to my brother. I yearn for this plot twist in a way I don't yearn for the Albert Ansel, I don't yearn for the plot twist of Spec Ops: The Line, you know? Is this some sort of Jacob's Ladder situation? Is that where Jacob is? On his ladder? Anything over here? Yeah, Ghost Bro, it's interesting you bring up Silent Hill 2 because, yeah, Silent Hill 2, the map design is more realistic than Resident Evil's in the way that like it feels like a more sensible apartment building with locked doors and stuff to keep you from going where you need to go. But then it's a more surreal story, you know? It's kind of interesting to me how that counters out. The story where there's nightmare liminal spaces making more geographic consistent sense than the sort of backwards party world theme park place that is, you know, the Resident Evil maps. Oh, can I just use it, dude? Right. I need to get rid of this fuel. And also, I guess the diamond key can be used elsewhere. Alright, I have to, I guess, note this stuff. By the way, before hopping on here, I guess I'm over here. I can't go over there because of the artillery. There's the graveyard. There was Gaston. There's clearly a water pool here that we gotta do some like, it's not a key item, but whatever, a token's a token. Also, I'm gonna check out what's in this center area here. So let's work our way back to town if we can. Oh. Yeah, where does that lead? Alright, back to the sewers. Back to being a rat, boys. But right before we started the stream, I think Elman in the Discord mentioned loving the Sheep Detective movie. The Sheep Detectives. I was seeing some good chatter about it on social media, and gotta say, I'm excited for, has summer movie season started? Oh shit, that's a lot of rats. Because I know Obsession's out. I was seeing great reviews about that. Jacob saw Obsession the other day, said he really liked it. I know I Love Boosters is coming out. I've been hearing a lot of great reviews about the Sheep Detectives. Is it time? Is cinema time happening? I haven't been to the theater since Bone Temple. I've honestly been out of the loop on theatrical screenings, although I'm feeling very well read this year though. Okay, I need 8 canisters of fuel, same deal. What I really need to do is find a tank. I'm told this is the summer of movies. It was truly a movies of summertime. Yeah, there's some water drainage stuff I should really look into. Okay, I really just want to find a save room. I'm kind of surprised how bad I have been at located it. I don't have space, right? Yeah, fuck, okay. Also, I didn't notice until break time when I paused it, but there's a quick button for turning on and off the the torch. Nope. That didn't do anything. This isn't good. Not good at all. Oh boy. Just World War I and trauma. I know there's also like a new Spielberg coming out and it has to do with aliens. Oh. 6. That's cool. Just restart the trench battery. Okay, let's go see if we can find a save room and really take care of my shit. I also don't think I can get over there from here. Unless maybe this clears the way. Yeah. Oh, what do you know? It's right there. Okay. I'm be coming this way a lot anyways, so let's take out the trash. Real extraterrestrials, you say, 3-2. He hired Roger from American Dad to play a role. Ooh, okay, D. Hamels Mammal. I'll take a look on the Discord in a bit. Alright, let's go to this actual save room, which I believe is right here. Finally, sir, you have no idea. Oh, is there no box? Phew. Alright. Alright. That's out of the way. How many hand cannon bullets do I have? That's a hardy number. That's what I thought. All right. All right, what am I trying to do? Well, I want to consolidate my healing items. Maybe I'll keep that one on me. I don't need you, I just upgraded. One shotgun blast and I have a free space as well. Keep that in mind. Let's not do a rifle or a machine gun. They're gonna put you in a meat grinder at work tomorrow. Oh no. Do you get to listen to pods on your earbuds at least? Alright, what key items do I have? I have this prawn key, still don't know what I'm doing. I need the pump handle, I need the trench tool. I'll see if I can combine the necklace. Nope. Okay. I think I already sold, I need a diamond for the necklace is the thing, but I'm gonna sell these two things. Yeah, down from the glen came the marching men, with their shields and their swords, to fight the fight they believe to be the right, and overthrow the overlords. D. Hamill's Memo, I too like the soundtrack, and I hope it's coming through because for some reason, compared to other stuff I've played, it comes through extremely low on OBS. I have to crank it pretty high, and it's still barely making a... Yeah. On playback, especially the first night, I was like, ooh, it's a bit too low in the mix. Okay. Dang, I didn't really have to do anything strategic. Gun parts, larger bag, golden box cannon, ruby pistol, pickaxe, raiding club, repair kit, grenade, gunpowders, a dog collar. Scares off rats? Damn, that's useful. And cool. I'm gonna get this just because of practicality. Larger bag. What else might I want? Do I want to take the rifle with me? Also, I've just not done anything with the machine gun. No, I like this setup. Maybe I'll make some shotgun ammo. What is that, A and B? I think I only have gunpowder A anyways. Yeah, we'll just go with this for now. I don't have a melee weapon, but I think that's fine. I haven't really been using it. Although there are those rats. Let's upgrade some guns. Understandable, D. Hamills. Okay. Yeah, I love, yeah. Yeah, I regret nothing. Okay. Let's collect ourselves here. Oh, I didn't collect the, Yeah. Okay, that was specifically why I wanted the shotgun on me. Also cool. No more diamond key. Not taking any more prosthetic requests at this time, thank you. What? Oh, a photo. No? Every day more and more of our boys are coming back disfigured and unrecognizable, which means every day I'm getting more and more requests. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep with this. I'm going to move a bed in my office so I can keep up with the demand. Nose and eye cover. Okay. I'm gonna go get the lamp and then we're gonna come back this way. Also, shit, where was that generator? Okay, it's down in the sewers. I think I have enough fuel for that. No, I don't. Amazing. Okay. I said I was gonna get the torch. I don't think I did. I'm lying to you guys live on air. Also need the fresh putties to run with. There we go. All right, let's see if we can figure out the mystery of this mannequin room one more time. Maybe I need to go find the prosthetics and then I come back this way and put them on the dudes. Is what I'm thinking. Let's go lick other corners for now. Taste other flavors of dust. That's right, like Cheeto dust, Dorito dust, Frito dust, also known as salt. Anything to be done this way? No. Okay, all right. We're gonna go back around the long way. So that leads down to the sewers. I can go get the upgrade if I wanna go get the torch upgrade. But I'd rather wait until I clear the artillery maybe. Now in citrus, mango, and asbestos. One of my guilty pleasures is energy drinks. I don't do coffee, but I do energy drinks. I do coffee from time to time. But I bring this up because there's a serial killer flavor of a particular energy drink I like. And it tastes just like Fruity Pebbles. And I wondered for the longest time why it tasted like Fruity Pebbles. And I realized that's because Fruity Pebbles is all chemicals. Like, it's all a bunch of chemicals injected into cardboard rice puffs. Like, of course you can just like take out the rice puffs and put it in a carbonated beverage. That perfect lab-grown flavor. Oh yeah, there's a boarded up door here. Let's go for it. Or even a vape cart. You're right, maybe I should start vaping. A ghost bro? Who knows what flavors I've been missing? What wonderful substances I haven't been ingesting. Vaping straight Fruity Pebbles. Smoking that shit that got my Fruity Pebbles. Got my Pebbles fruity. Is this fuel? More fuel? Hell yeah. Alright, now we have enough for the Ginny. Note to Joseph, I hope you find this note well. I fled this downtown with Anna. We're trying to theoretically be with Uncle Robert. Meet us there if you can. This town's finished. Long as my entire life's work. You know where neighborhood would took for you to build this business from nothing. I want you to take what you can from there. Wherever you need to defend yourself and Alice. The road to the airport should be safe. Oh my god, this is the note for the lady with the number code where it's all her kids. Key to the gun shops in her safe. You know the code. It's the year father died. Make haste before the Germans blow everything to damn dust. Speaking of which, make sure to lay some flowers down on his grave before I left so you don't have to. Oh my god, we'll get through this. Perseverance has always been a family strength. This is what it means to be an Ansel. I will see you soon. Okay. She, in that note, addressed like 3 kids, I think. We'll keep that in mind. And then I'm going to have to remember the year father died, which is the flower grave I passed way earlier. We're just going to have to walk back there. But thank you, game. Thank you for laying that all out. An antique pipe. This is not a pipe. It is for sale, though. Oh! Why? Maybe for the face puzzle, but I don't see. Okay. How do we get in there? We don't. Okay. Where was that cemetery? Oh, and there's a door there I didn't even fuck with. Spooky. Alright. Now that I'm a grown man with a shotgun, I go anywhere I want. Yeah, I don't have the rifle on me. I don't need that space being eaten up. Maybe later. Let's see what's down this way, besides trouble. Cigarettes and a picture of a kid. And gun parts. There's always gun parts in the gun parts factory. Okay. All right. I know what to do there. Yeah, the atmosphere of this game has been perfect. Gunpowder C. Yes, please. Alright, now I have a full inventory though. Now I gotta waste some pistol bullets on some bodies. Look at me, I'm a regular Kyle Rittenhouse. Not getting accepted into any colleges. Nice. Yeah, Ghost Bro. Point on. Point. Okay. Health files. Good to know. Yeah, sword guys get hand cannons. I don't trust it. Yeah, why not? Ah, the connecting way. Yeah, we have a full town here. Look at this. This is the size of Resident Evil 1's mansion, you know? It's amazing how well indie gaming has grown. Fuck. Like, I haven't said much about it, but just the impeccable PlayStation 1 era aesthetic this gives me, especially with the perspective and the model being like slightly pixelated. All right, let's go back through that tent. All right. I may want to put up the, oh. Looks like I opened up a back road. I should maybe turn on that Jenny. Jenny? Yep. Damn. Okay. Key items for all. Maybe I get back up to the save room. Oh yeah, I really should crank that water. Is there only one spot to do it, which is up over here at the water pump? Oh, I wish I had a grenade. Good to know. Rats. A tinsmith key. What was the other one? Just the town key, the tinsmith. Locked from the other side, but as soon as I opened the tinsmith one. Okay. Alright, back north we go. We're gonna just work our way back towards the save room, aren't we? I think I killed the dudes on this screen, or some of them. Definitely that one. But not that one. Alright, alright. Oh, damn it. I haven't even been using my faster running boots. Okay. Ah, what'd I get caught on? Nice. Alright, back to the save room. Fuel the generator is what I'm feeling we need to do next. Oh, do I no longer have the trench tool, just in general? Hey dude, I want to sell you some wares. There we go. Maybe they'll make it a nicer weapon. I haven't liked it in the past. But we're gonna go use this fuel in the sewer. Things are gonna be so good, folks. Oh, I do need to go back to the washroom and grab that ruby to sell. Mises. Hey man, sorry. Ooh, where was that chest? Right here? Yeah, okay, right next to the save room, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Did I do it? Did I get all the valves? I think I did. Cool. Yes. Damn, there's a lot of shotgun shells in here. Combination, I don't know. Is this the gun store? Yeah. With the dad combo. Maybe there's the family combo there. Different things. If they're different things, it's easier to unwind actually, but let's go get this drawer for now. I thought it was gonna be a compound puzzle. Much relief. Drawer was in here. Yes, more uppers. Fuck, I'm just on a roll. Oh yeah, the mannequin stuff's in here. Still don't know what's going on with all that. Not gonna worry too much about it, honestly. Big thing is, let's get this artillery shell to blow that up. Also go collect that ruby. Maybe do the combination lock and find the graveyard. I kind of want the puzzle's kind of fun. The challenge of like my kids. Husband's death too. That's easier than I thought it was going to be. We just have to find the grave again. Okay, this isn't too bad. I should actually check out what's up with those fountains too. I thought I was going to use the water pump to drain them, but that doesn't seem the case. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's figure out this lady's code. Oh, I should blow that up. How do I get to that side? Or how did I get to that side? No, it's the note to Joseph. Okay. So, Joseph, Anna, Mother Robert, Joseph, Anna, Alice, 3 kids. One. Wait, no. Boys with freckles, wear glasses, having a mustache, number of boys. The mannequin heads. Okay. All right, let's open up that shortcut this time. Church requires a church key. That opens that up. I think there's just a, yeah, nothing here. Okay. Now, where was that damned graveyard? I believe it was actually this place over here. So let's deliver that shell and get those codes. Seems to be the oughta do thing. Why I oughta? And so the water passages are just impassable for now, and the pump's not for that. Or at least that pump wasn't for that. Were there any other pumps I came across so far? I don't think so. Probably once I shell the sewer level, though. We'll see. That's what's about to happen. Knife handy in case of rats. Oh, I should sell. All right. This is also very reminiscent of the first area in Resident Evil 3, the original Resident Evil 3, where you're going through downtown Raccoon City and you have to get all the parts to repair the trolley. Game starts with a literal trolley problem. But it gives you a nice little Swiss cheese circuit of downtown Raccoon City to run through. It's nice. Now we gotta make another mad dash north. At this point, though, I've fed enough ammo to the locals that they stay inside. Their appetite has been sated. They're not the locals, they're invaders. The locals are dead. Everyone's gone. We're all very tired. Nobody trusts anyone anymore. Right, gun store. I unlocked the gun store. I need to go back to the grave, though. Let's get and use that torch upgrade kit. Yep, there's the graveyard. Yeah, now my torch is just ridiculously fueled. All right, chat, get ready to note this. $18.99 is the gun store code. 1830, 1899. 1899. 1899. 1899. I also probably need to go grab that crank. Okay, I don't have enough ammo here. I'm gonna go do the 1899 puzzle first. And maybe pick up that rusted crank that I missed because, yeah. I feel I'm gonna get to the bottom of the sewer and there's gonna be a spot to use that crank, and if I don't have the crank, I'm boned. Wish I had some grenades to blow up some mouse holes. I do not. Actually, before I go to the gun store, let's thin out my inventory again. I need to rethink my ammo situation. Also, I have a ruby the size of a tangerine. No longer need you or you or you. All right. I'm about to pick up a bunch of shotgun ammo too. All right, 1899. Oh. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. How many gun parts do I have now? Just one. The sweeper, huh? And hand cannon cartridges. Blessed. Yeah, L-Man, I'm probably gonna find a stopping point soon as well. This area is big and overwhelming, and I want to maybe do the mannequin prosthetic puzzle, just that way I don't have to come back tomorrow or Thursday with it just completely out of mind. If I do play something tomorrow, it's going to be Medal of Honor Underground. I think there's some Fredric Jameson I'm going to pair with that, just to keep in line with keeping All Quiet on the Western Front contained here to Conscript. I might just sell some. I have a lot of pistols I don't need. All right, I consider that corner licked. I consider this corner licked. Can remove that. Haven't gone that way at all. Church key. All right, what's my quickest way to get back that way? Let's go north and around. Gonna get that rusted spoke. Do I have, yeah, I have a lot of space. I have a lot of space for these things. Yeah, here I am. diamond shaped at the end. Okay. All right, let's see if we can figure out what the hell's up with the prosthetic faces. Nose and eye. Number of boys with freckles, glasses, freckles, glasses, mustache, total. I think freckles is 2, these 2. Wait, no, 3. 3 freckles, mustaches, 2 glasses, 1, 4. Right? Three, 2. No, 3, 1, 2, 4. 3, 1, 2, 4. 3 freckles, 1 glasses, 2 3, 1, 2, 4. I'm going with 3, 1, 2, 4. $31.24. Let's see if it works. Yep, nice. The tinsmith key. Bookshelf with a variety of book. Blacksmithing, iron forging. Mama and her boys. Damn. This case has been closed. Is that the tinsmith? Yeah. Let's get back to it. Through. Oh, actually, I can just go up to the side and down, huh? No, that's to the church. I need to go a bit further up and to the side next. Over here. Yeah. What does the tinsmith have? A crystal, eh? Unearthed by artillery. A likely story. A sun slate, eh? That seems like something for the door. Gun parts. Was it the church door that had the 4 things on it? Well, now I'm curious. Yeah, it looks like it was, right? I may need to do it, you know, in different order, but I just want it on my inventory. All right, let's get to the save room. Let's make some sales, make some calls. Coffees for closers, of course. And then we're gonna call it a night. The movie coming up Sunday, I didn't do Jinro this past weekend. I was a little overwhelmed, but now that I'm not doing 3 video essays, a play montage, and some stream edits, I'm not juggling all that through my weekend work as well. I'll be able to breathe a bit easier this week. If I finish All Quiet on the Western Front, we may just go straight for All Quiet on the Western Front. If I don't get to All Quiet on the Western Front, although there's only 60 pages left, I'm pretty sure I will. If I don't, we'll watch Jinro this Sunday. We'll know more Thursday. We'll see. Yeah, okay. Business done. Let's put some items away. Cool, I'm gathering more ammo. Let's actually put you away. I think I should switch over to the rifle since I have so much ammo for it. Should I take any healing items with me? Do anything with all these? Nah. I like having all that in stock. No idea what that pronged key is for. Not gonna look it up. All right, this is a sufficient state of inventory. All right, so I got one of the 4 things I need to open up the church. I still need the town key. I need the town hall key. I'm imagining in the town hall and the 2 town doors, that might be the rest of the church stuff. And I'd imagine I go into the sewer with the rusted thing and do something to drain the water. So we still got a lot of stuff to do here in this town. It's cool. This is like disc 3 of I was gonna say like a Resident Evil RPG that's just like Dark Souls. Like, I do like how each area, it's not like there's a big over just growing and growing. Like, the backtracking is manageable because I'm not backtracking all the way back to those trenches. Each area is its own little Metroid map, you know? Resident Evil 1 and 2 are very good at this. Resident Evil 2 is actually a master class in this because the Resident Evil 2 remake is good, but only the police stations got the Swiss cheese design, whereas in Resident Evil 2, the original, the labs and the sewers, like all the locations kind of have it, and they're chained together in a way that keeps it from getting too wide. It's a still focused beam. And this has been a very good focused beam. I think I talked earlier in previous sessions about it feeling like Castlevania 2 because it feels more focused and narrow, and yeah, like you're moving forward to new locations and then it's a new sort of Swiss cheese loop. Multiple Rubik's Cubes instead of one big Rubik's Cube. And I think so many open world games or big games in the contemporary sense just feel bloated because they can't make that curated chain of mini open world maps. So they just do one big blob of open worldness. Also, no, I just saved. I don't want to jack up my saves too much. All right, y'all, we're gonna call it here tonight. If I'm on tomorrow, Tuesday, it may be a late session with more Medal of Honor Underground while I chat up some Fredric Jameson, or I might just straight up read the Jameson essay, to be honest. Of course, if I'm not on tomorrow night, you can check out our friends the Pixel Goblins. They stream on Tuesdays. Also, don't forget to check out Michael Burns over on YouTube on Wednesdays. I'll be back Thursday, if not around Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. CST, same old Technopoverty time and place. We're going to keep playing Conscript. I'm getting more out of it than I was expecting. It being an indie game and a Resident Evil-like, I just figured it was going to be maybe like a super replayable 5-hour game where you're like on one board digging through the trenches. You know, after 6 hours or so, you end it. But no, this has been a much more thorough and meticulously designed thing than that, and I appreciate it. Not that that other school design's bad, because, like, for instance, Crow Country, which I might play this upcoming Hot Timber, we'll see, is very much in the vein of Resident Evil, and that skirts more towards horror in Resident Evil and kind of like arcadey fun. Survival horror as a fun amusement park experience. It's a single amusement park location, and you're going back and forth to the various zones. And it's a bit more of what I'm talking about this not being, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It excels well in a different structure than what this is. Both have been excellent. I'm glad I've played them in the past 2 years. They've been refreshing remembrances that people are still trying to make interesting and unique independent horror games. Once again, the other game I was talking up is Crow Country. This one's Conscript. We're reading All Quiet on the Western Front, and this has been Technopoverty. Y'all have a good night. Good stream, y'all. See ya, Ghost Bro. See ya, L-Man. See ya, 3-2. See ya, D. Hamels Mammal. Ja, if you're still lurking, see ya as well. Everyone have a great night.